Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Teno Merkaba and today I am speaking about the Virgo Moon. This is kind of cool because I'm a Virgo sun sign and I have my Mars in Virgo, so I know quite a bit about Virgos. But it's different though because your sun is your actions and your moon is your reactions, so it plays out differently within your sun and even your rising, your Mercury, your Venus, Jupiter, and all the other planets. So what is Virgo though? Virgo is mutable, meaning it's fluid, it's adaptable, it's earth, so it's like about reality and reliability and sustainability and your senses, things we can touch and taste and smell and hear and like see. And it's ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of thinking, communication, analyzing, and basically constructing words and thoughts, right? And how we communicate to other people. So, Geminis and Virgos have a lot in common just because they share Mercury. Only Gemini is the air side of Mercury, and then Virgo is the earthy side of Mercury. So, in Virgo, how Mercury works is through the senses, right? So, them being mutable earth, meaning they're able to adapt and to kind of go with the flow, but Virgos don't really go with the flow. But mutability really just means knowing how to kind of see the broad perspective of something. So Virgos are able to see the broad perspective of earth shit, right? Which is like stability and money and anything that's concrete, basically. And if you put all of these in the moon with the sixth house, so the sixth house is your everyday routines, your job, things that you do on a daily basis. So even habits, like smoking, picking up smoking habits, just waking up generally. If you wake up at 8 o'clock every day, that's a routine that you follow. So that falls into your sixth house. But then again, depending on what your sixth house is, well, that would like depend on how you correlate your habits. If it's in water, then maybe you'll correlate your habits with like being emotionally connected to your habits or your routine or your schedules, your work. If it's in air, it's more so kind of like scattered because you don't really have like a somewhat grounding. But this could also be that because sixth house it's ruled by Mercury anyway, right? So it's like dealing with thoughts too. So if it's an air, then I feel like it kind of builds an emphasis on like the things that you think about. Only more so it's not like you kind of step into Capricorn energy a little bit, so you kind of know how to like put things in boxes basically. And then if it's in an earth sign, then that's like kind of a trining situation, because in like if you have sixth houses in a earth sign, then you kind of like you're still like your sixth house is still towards stability, and like getting money and like getting things physically done so that you can taste them and touch them and see them and da 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 whatever. And if it's in fire sign, it's also with your creativity. So you may be somebody that would like to kind of perfect your acting, art, whatever shit like that. But that's not what this is about, right? So, but that's basically your sixth house, just basically your habits, things that you do every day. So this could kind of even turn into a kind of nervous energy, because if you have a task, right, and something kind of like inflicts or kind of disturbs that task, aka if it inflicts like that daily routine that you're going according to, then it kind of like messes with like it makes you nervous and panicky, because then you're not sure, and this is what Virgos have an issue with, is if they're not sure about something, and if something kind of isn't if it's not something that they can figure out with a system, right, or if it's something that they can't figure out because it doesn't have any logical steps to it, then it kind of makes them nervous. Do you know what I'm saying? That's like the Virgo energy. So if we put all of this in the moon, right, the moon is your reactions, the world that you live in basically. When you speak to yourself, like that little voice that, well, not the voice, but like when you start speaking to yourself internally, that's your moon sign. So depending on how you speak to yourself, then that'll like obviously depending on what your moon sign is. But that's your moon basically. It's your reactions. It's what makes you feel comfortable. It's how you nurture yourself and somewhat how you were nurtured. Even though how you were nurtured or how you grew up is more so your fourth house. But that's why the moon and the fourth house are like basically in the same shoebox, or in the same like thing, because like the moon is ruled by Cancer. Well, the fourth house rules Cancer and the moon, and the fourth house. But anyway, it's not about the fourth house. But yeah, like if you put all of those in the moon, right? So you feel like what makes you feel comfortable is having a schedule and a routine, and it's gonna make you feel nervous if you don't have something to like look forward to, aka a job or something that you're gonna do or something that you can rely on, because Virgo moon signs, it's different with Virgo sun signs, and I'm a Virgo sun sign, right? Like I said, it's different with, because Virgo sun signs, these are their actions, right? So they're acting on schedules and routines, but their motivation, aka their moon, would like obviously filter how they do that. For example, I'm a Gemini moon sign and my sun sign is Virgo, so my internal self is very chaotic and scattered, but my actions show that I'm actually very organized, even though internally like I need a lot of like mental stimulation. I get bored easily, but my actions are like kind of taking step-by-step procedures, but it's different. But in the moon sign, this is your motivation, because your moon sign is what motivates you to do things, and then your sun sign is how it actually looks. You know what I'm saying? So your moon sign is like the engine, and then your sun sign is kind of like your what the engine is doing. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you're Virgo, if you have Virgo in the moon sign, so this is how you feel, right? You feel like everything has to be perfect, and when things aren't perfect, and you kind of get uncomfortable and fanicky, right? So this is why a lot of Virgo moon signs can also talk themselves in and out of projects, mostly out of projects, because see, the thing with Virgo energy, it's always like by default, but also this is just how it is. You're always like trying to improve, right? So if you're trying to constantly improve, you're always seeing the little mistakes or things that aren't perfect or things that could always be improved, right? So now if a Virgo moon person has a project, and like they're trying to get it to be perfect, they're always like kind of discriminating and seeing, oh my god, what this could have been perfect, and this could have been perfect, and this could have been perfect. We could have improved here, we could have improved here, da 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 da, right? And if you're constantly doing that, you see you're not kind of leaving any room to kind of make a mistake, because you're like kind of putting yourself up into a very high pedestal, or putting whatever that you're doing into a pedestal, and you're like you've created somewhat of, you've already created the end result, right, in your head. And then if what you're doing physically isn't matching what you thought, or isn't matching what you have in your head, then it frustrates you, right? So you talk yourself out of like doing whatever it is that you're doing, because you're thinking, oh my god, this is taking so much time, it's not as perfect as I wanted, oh my god, like it's not right, you know what I'm saying? And then you keep trying to improve on that, so you're not like really giving yourself room to make mistakes. And that's how you grow, is by making mistakes. And here's the thing, even like let's say you do, like let's say a Virgo moon person, like let's say they're starting off with playing the piano, and then they're mad at themselves because like they're not getting the notes right, they're like bully themselves because of that, and be like, come on, why the fuck am I not doing this? And then they'll be like, you know what, fuck, I give up, I'm not getting this right. But it's like, don't give up on those things, because you need to you need to make mistakes, you need to grow and learn from like you need to know where you can improve on, but not like immediately, because things take time. And I feel like as an earth element, the earth element is like a very slow moving vibration, and that's why Taurus, like the even Capricorns are very slow in like kind of making a decision. A Virgo moon sign person, because it really depends. It's different with every earth moon. But watch my Taurus moon, and if you have someone that's a Taurus. But anyway, with a Virgo moon sign person, right? It's because these are your emotions and this is how you feel, right? So you're gonna feel like, oh my god, okay, since I can't perfect this right now, and since I'm not perfecting it as quickly as I think I should be perfecting it, then you start bullying yourself, right? And you're not realizing that you're an earth sign, so you need to learn how to accept that things move slowly and things take time. You need to build, make mistakes, learn from them, take that step again. Make mistakes, learn, take that step. make mistakes, learn, take that step. You know, it's like a slow process. You won't get it right the first time, the second time, the third time, whatever. Like, it depends obviously on whatever task that you're doing, because some things you can learn really quickly, you know, because even Mercury, like you having a Mercury moon, and I'm a Gemini moon sign, so I really like resonate somewhat a lot with Virgo moon. Only for me, it's more so like the intellect of things, and Virgo moons are more so about like the practicality of things. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's still kind of like that nervous energy with that Mercury moon sign, because this is your internal world energy. So even saying that, Virgo moon people can be very very nervousy, like very not nervousy, but very nervous people. I just made a word. Very very nervous people. You know, these are like really shy people. So Virgo energy is very shy generally. Um, I feel like it's because, okay, here's one thing about Virgo moon sign. They're very observant people. Kind of like a Gemini moon sign too, you know? Because you would think Gemini is very talkative, but I think when... Okay, I'm talking about myself once again, but with Virgo moons, I feel like it's observant, but not in the way a Gemini observes people. See, a Virgo observes people for caution, just to see like where people are at, you know, who's trustworthy, kind of like a Scorpio in a way, or like a Capricorn in a way, you know, just to see who's safe, who's not safe. A Gemini is observant just to see, like, just like, because a Gemini moon sign person will like kind of create, okay, well, like have in their head, okay, this person is like this, like this, like this, like this, and then they're observant to actually see if they're right or not, you know. It could also, like, depending on their sun and their moon, their rising, and their Venus, it also could be for caution, right? If they have, like, a Cancer something or whatever, if you're a Cancer or Pisces or Scorpio sun sign, it's different. But a Gemini moon is more so curious. You know, it's like the curiosity of it, whereas Virgo moon signs is the cautionary part of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's C word. I feel like that's the best way I can explain it. So Gemini moons are just curious, and then Virgo moons are, like, cautious, basically. You know, because they're very shy people, and they're very giving, but they can also be very controlling too. So a Virgo moon sign is somebody that would kind of think of Joan from Girlfriends. Like, they're very helpful, and they're always there to help you out, or like they always know how to organize whatever that you have going on. They can organize your life, you know, and they always know how to kind of like help you and be there for you, and like provide like information for you that could be like very helpful. Just like small things like that, you know what I'm saying? Virgo moons are very good with like the details of anything, because that's what Virgo energy is. It's mostly about the details of things and how we can put one and two together and like kind of create something out of that. So Virgo moon's also very great with like, especially if you have like air sign friends. Virgo means you can really help your air sign friends like take their ideas, and like you know how to make their ideas kind of come to fruition in that way, you know, because like an air sign person would have all these ideas and like kind of just talk about it, and these could be really really good ideas, you know. But and I feel like you as a Virgo moon person, you know how to like take their ideas and kind of actually formulate it in a way that can like make more sense, you know, like be more realistic, you know, because sometimes air sign people can be very abstract and like, I don't know, say a whole bunch of things, but then they don't really like think about it realistically, because we are living in a realistic, aka earthy 3D world, and like air signs are kind of everywhere with like their ideas. So as a Virgo moon person, you know how to like kind of understand their ideas, because you're also very quick with picking up people's or like not picking up people's ideas, but more so very quick with like understanding what someone is trying to say, but then also knowing how to wield it down and make it make more sense, and like kind of know how to take the necessary steps to like make it realistic, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is really cool, because I also need that, even though I'm a Virgo sun sign. Like sometimes I think that's like the little thing that my birth chart has. But anyway, with Virgo moon signs, they're also very the negative side of this is that they can be, because they're so nervous, they can be very controlling. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because their nerves could just be, it's just like more so nerves, but their nerves could be about anything, you know, like because once again, Virgo is about the details, right? So let's just say they organize their room in a specific way, right? And then you come and instead of putting a glass on the table, you put the glass on, I don't know, like the cupboard or something, right? But see, a Virgo in their head is like, no, I don't. It's like, it's kind of, it's actually kind of crazy, but it's like, it is what it is, you know, because a Virgo will probably get mad that you put something where they may not even have told you that they don't like their cups being on the cupboard, right? So then they just get like super finicky, or like, just come take the cup and then put it on what did I say, the cupboard, or put it on the other place that I said, I forgot. But yeah, or if for example you put like, you don't put your glasses in the sink the way that they usually do it, right? But you don't know that's what they do, so you just leave your glass on, like, I don't know, on the table where you guys are sitting at, and they get mad at you for those like small little things, you know. It's, oh my god, Virgos are annoying. Yo, Virgos are annoying, oh my gosh. But also I'm also just kind of thinking of Jo now from Girlfriends, and just how you see, like, here's the thing with Virgos, right? Virgos do this thing where, like, let's say they want to date somebody, right? And this is where Venus falls. I forgot to mention that Venus falls here. So they, like, the way that they express love kind of is in a way that's very pleasing or Venusian, you know. And this is why, before I say what I was gonna say now, this is why a lot of Virgo moon sign people, like, sometimes whenever they're telling something, they're not really caring about how it's coming across. Like, they're not looking at you. They're not like stepping out of themselves to like kind of see something from somebody else's perspective and be like, okay, if I say it like this may come out really rude, or this may come out like uncouth, or they're not really looking to like say it to you in a very sugar-coated Venusian way, you know, like a Taurus way, or like a Libra or Pisces way, you know what I'm saying? Because Pisces is exalted, and this is the opposite of Virgo. Pisces is exalted in Venus, and then Virgo falls in Venus. So exaltation meaning it really loves to be there, and then fall meaning that like it's like it's sleeping basically. So the love is sleeping in Virgo, or it's kind of like how do I say this? It's either like not there, or it's like there extremely. Do you know? So it could either be like, because it's sleeping, it could either be a very good dream or a very bad dream, you know. And if it's a bad dream, then this is a Virgo kind of like not knowing how to relate to other people, and then because other people do things that the Virgo doesn't deem as making sense, then they start to criticize and be like, why do you do it like that? I feel like that's so stupid. Like, you should know that this isn't the way that this should be done, because this doesn't make sense. I feel like how you doing it it's not the right way of, see, that's like the fall of Venus, because it's nitpicky, and it's not letting people just be themselves freely. And that's why in Pisces, because it's exalted, Pisces love people unconditionally. Like, Pisces doesn't care what you do, how you do. You could be messy, you could be clean. It's just like, yo, I love you for your soul. Whereas Virgo, that's why it falls in Venus, because Virgos are always like, oh, you have small ears. I don't like you because you have small ears. I swear to God, I have this friend that won't date guys, but she's a Virgo sun. She won't date guys if they have like small ears, if they have like really short nails, if their hair isn't groomed a specific, because she's a Virgo sun sign, Virgo, Mercury, and Venus. Child. You know, so that's just the Virgo energy. That's why Venus does not like Virgo energy, because it's too nitpicky. It's always trying to discriminate and kind of like analyze what's wrong with something, you know. And Venus is all about like, okay, I love you, how do we compromise with each other? And Virgo really isn't about compromising like that. See, if you present something to a Virgo and a Virgo hasn't like researched that for themselves, kind of like a Taurus in a way, if they haven't figured it out for themselves, and if the Virgo hasn't kind of like studied the ins and outs of something and like understood it, right, they're gonna criticize it, and they're gonna like criticize you for presenting that for presenting whatever you presented to them, especially if they don't know about it, right? Because let's say, like, I feel like, excuse me, for Virgos, I feel like Virgos also, like, they have that know-it-all energy, but if it's in your moon sign, like, this is what makes you feel comfortable, right? So you won't even, like, a Virgo moon sign won't be comfortable with talking about something unless they know, unless they've Googled it, or unless they've like researched the facts to it, you know, so, because they don't have anything to like They don't have like their own ping pong, you know, like to like shoot facts to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Because these are Virgo Moon people, like the facts. They're not like so much very spiritual, like kind of thinking about the spirituality behind it, like a fire sign would, or like, you know, thinking about, you know, like the feeling of it, basically how they feel about it, you know. Virgo Moon's on about how they feel about it. It's the facts, like it's a fact that this and this and this. So don't come up to me telling me this and this and this, because that's bullshit, you know. That's the Virgo thing. So if a Virgo doesn't know what it is that you're talking about, they'll either really like they'll be quiet, or they'll kind of like cover it up with facts that they know, or they'll just look at you like okay, whatever. My mom is a Virgo Moon, but see, okay, it's different though, because if you're a Virgo Moon and you're let's say a Taurus, no, not Taurus, no, not Taurus. If you're a Virgo Moon and a Libra Sun, or Virgo Moon with a Pisces Sun, okay, but this is like opposition vibes, but somewhat still, right? So if you have Venus in your sun sign, right? Okay, a little bit of Taurus Moon. If you have Venus in your sun sign, right, and you have a Virgo Moon sign, right, it's how you normally would be if you didn't have a Venus sun sign. You'd be very criticizing, and you'd always want to tell people like what they should be doing, you know, and always like do those things that I explained, you know, always kind of like criticize what people are presenting to you if it doesn't make sense, or if you feel like somebody should be doing something, then you always criticize them and kind of nag them about it. But and like, let's say they make a mistake, you always want to like kind of like tell them that, dude, you fucked up, right? But if you have a Libra sun sign, or a Pisces sun sign, or a Taurus sun sign, a little bit, it'll kind of dim that shit down a bit, because I don't know, I feel like, because my mom, I'll use my mom as an example. My mom is a Libra sun sign and a Virgo Moon, right? So instead of like, and I know I always feel like she wants to yell at me and tell me like what a shitty job I'm doing and what I should be doing, but instead of doing that, she swallows it, you know, because of that relatability thing. Her Venus is like 1 degree Virgo, so it's still like cusping Leo energies a little bit. I actually don't know what time she was born, but she was born in the morning, it'd be like 29 degrees Leo, and then a little bit later in the afternoon it's like 1 degree, like the early degrees of Virgo. But it's still like, she still has that Leo energy a little bit, you know. So the Virgo energy isn't like greatly emphasized, but for the most part she always like swallows whatever she has to say, and then she kind of like she dies a little bit inside. So it could be like that too if you're like kind of Virgo Moon, where you don't like, you want to tell somebody so badly what they could be doing right, or what like, or whatever mistake you found, you know, maybe like there's a little thing here. Okay, maybe I feel like smaller things like that, like having some dirt on the shirt, or like a little loose piece of string hanging from the cloth, or I don't know, maybe they have like some, ooh, that shit is gone. Maybe they have some what's this? Maybe they have some like, what's this? What, that thing you wake up with? Like, what's this? I don't know what you call it, but in Zulu we call it intungwa, I think. Oh, I even forgot Zulu. Intungwa. I think it is intungwa. Anyway, you know, like that crust in the corner of your eyes, that type of shit, you know. Wow, this is like the worst video to have this on. Sorry, Virgo Moon, I'm just gonna fix it. Speaking of fixing, I feel like a lot of Virgo Moons attract Piscean type of people. You know, people that just are like hopeless. People that are like, not hopeless, but people that kind of need direction, you know, because it's kind of like you give yourself somewhat like value, or you value when you're able to like make something somewhat perfect, you know, because it's an low key or subconsciously what you're doing is like, because you want to be so perfect, right, and you want to be better, right, so you look for an external representation of improvement, and then once you feel like you can improve somebody, aka fix them, then it makes you feel, it kind of, it's like you're like trying to fix yourself in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of Virgo Moons can either have a history of dating like chaotic people. Ooh, I'm so sorry if this is disturbing you. This is not straight. I'm trying to make it as straight as possible. Oh yeah, it's actually fine. It's fine. If you have an issue, please like DM me. Not DM me, but comment down below. I'm not gonna move in forward because I don't want you to see the details of it. But yeah, that's the thing with Virgo moons. Like, you guys, you could attract a lot of people, and you could also be the same person to be like, you know what, I don't want to date anyone that's like fucked up or messy. You may have like a whole list of things, and once again, Virgo moons love lists. Like, Virgo sun sign, they may not like, these are their actions, but Virgo moons need to have routine. Like, this is it, they need to have routine. So let's say they're in a band or something, right? They're fucking practicing their guitar. They're having like regular guitar lessons like every day. They're making sure they're practicing every day. You know, they have a whole, like, it's a whole schedule of how they're gonna do it. They're gonna wake up at 8, they're gonna go to work, and then come back at 4. They're gonna shower, they're gonna make food, they're gonna eat, they're gonna, I don't know, wash their hands 10 times, and then they're gonna count their teeth silently, you know, then brush their teeth again, and then at 9 to 11 they're just gonna like practice their guitar, or they're gonna do their art, or they're gonna like work some more, or study some more, or whatever it is they're gonna do some more, you know. That's the Virgo moon, and they know how to like do this to other people. So a Virgo moon, like, if you are a chaotic person and you need a schedule, and you need someone to kind of create a schedule for you, Virgo moon is perfect for this. Virgo moon can organize the shit out of anything, right? But then again, once again, it's different if you have a Venus sun sign, a Venus ruled sun sign, you know, because I feel like then you're more so, you may, okay, if it's Libra, you may like say things to suggest to somebody that they should, like, you say something and then put it in someone's brain that they should do this, you know. And then maybe after a while, like, maybe if somebody's still not getting it, then you'll be like, come on, what the fuck, you should be, then you step into that Virgo moon sign, you know, because it'll probably be like, you can't, you know, you just can't hold it in anymore. It'll be like one of those type of things. This could also apply to any other sun sign, but I just feel I'm speaking from experience though, because my mom, like I said, my mom's a Virgo moon, Libra sun sign, and Libra Mercury. That's also probably why, you know. So yeah, if you have your Mercury, if you have a Virgo sun sign and your Mercury is in Venus and your sun sign is in Venus, it's gonna completely alter your Virgo-ness, you know, because you're gonna have some, at least it's gonna like compensate for the lack of love that you have, you know, as being a Virgo moon sign. Cool. But yeah, also Virgo moon signs, I feel like these are also the type of people, like, even regardless of having a Venus sun sign, these are people that can, like, these are people that can very much hold on to things. Like, hold on to, like, how do I say this? Like, they can hold on to a frustration and kind of suffer in silence, but then secretly despise you, like, secretly resent you. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, the next sign would be Libra, and Libras do that to a T. They're a T, you know? And then after that one incident, then they explode. They just fucking explode, and they tell you things that you did 2 years ago, and then they start nagging you and nitpicking you and da da da. But here's the thing, at the end of the day, Virgos are always like, Virgos do feel bad. Like, I feel like, I don't know, this generation, because it could honestly differ, because you might have like your uncle that's a Virgo moon, and he may not feel bad, he may feel really happy if I've done that, you know. And then he'll be like the type, or they'll be the type, he'll be like, listen, I told you that because you had to hear it, you know. Never mind how it sounded, it could have sounded rude as hell, but you needed that information because you need to improve, because you're fucking up right now. Like, what the fuck is what's up with you, you know? Because that's what makes them feel comfortable. God forbid they know astrology, and then they just do that, and they be like, well, I'm a Virgo moon, you know. But yeah, that's the thing with Virgo moons. Like, I feel like they can be the type of people that, like, they nag you, and then depending on what your friend, like, let's say I'm the Virgo moon and I'm nagging, criticizing, nitpicking, and then my friend is like a, I don't know, a water sign or a fire sign, or they have fire moons or whatever that they have in their birth charts, then they like show me that they took offense to that, you know. Virgo moon sign will feel bad and be like, oh, I'm sorry, but you should know that I just feel like you should have done it this way, you know, because I'm trying to help you. And to their own perspective, or to their own right, they are trying to help you. It's just because they, like, the Virgo energy lacks Venus, it lacks the relatability part, and it lacks the love and appreciation part of it. you know, it's just gonna sound offensive and it's gonna sound very rude, you know. So I feel like a lot of Virgo moons. And okay, see, because Virgo moon is like an earth sign, and it's also about like, and Virgos are very good at organizing because it's in the moon sign. They may also like to organize their emotions too, you know, like kind of like a Capricorn sun sign too. Maybe not sun, maybe let's say Capricorn moon sign a little bit too, but I won't say Taurus moon because Taurus moon is exalted and it is Venusian. So I'll say Capricorn moon, right, where they know how to like really organize their emotions, you know, and not to say that they plan when they're gonna cry and they plan when they're gonna stop crying and then plan when they're gonna eat and then plan when they're gonna like go shower and then plan. It could be that way. It could be that OCD, like because Virgo rules OCD and compulsive disorders and then, you know, compulsive like activities, shit like that, you know. Checking, like closing your, like checking your door if it's locked 10 times, just to be sure, because that's the thing with Virgos love to be sure, and if it's in your moon sign, it's you need, I feel like even in relationships you may need and you may nag somebody to reassure you that they love you, because if you don't, then as a Virgo you're gonna come up with like ideas in your head and then start like believing those ideas, you know, like start like creating like, okay, this person hasn't done this because of this and this and this and this and this and this, and then that's when you step into like kind of obsessive compulsive shit, like kind of like a Scorpio a little bit, you know, and like a Capricorn a little bit, you know, and a Libra a little bit too, you know. Then you start like making up ideas about what this person is doing, and then like you start thinking in the future, like you start thinking about the future, and then you might start thinking, oh my god, if this is happening now, then this is probably gonna happen later, so I might as well just break up with you right now. And that's, I'll even just give you another example. Like if a Virgo person is dating you, see, here's how Virgos, and this is, I feel like Virgos can help Scorpio with this too. So if you're showing this Virgo person signs of like shittiness now, or things that they think are going to be shitty, right, they start thinking like about the future, like, oh my god, if you're doing this now, you're probably going to suck later, like you're probably going to be doing crazy things later, you know. And then they like start sizing themselves up, like, oh my god, I can't date you because, like, you know, in the future when we have kids, you're gonna do this and this and this and this, and I don't want to do this and this. You see, but it's like, Virgo, you don't even know what's gonna happen in the future, you know. Sometimes you're alright, you know. Sometimes you're alright, but for the most part, you don't know what the future holds, right? So I think Virgos have this thing where they think thought A, and then that thought A just shoots them to like thought Z, but then they've missed like all these other things, you know. Like, because sometimes you may not even know. Because see, a Virgo person might even start dating somebody, and like that person that they're dating might do things, or even say things, you know. Like sometimes people joke about getting married or like having kids, and let's say this Virgo moon person actually doesn't want kids, you know, but this person that they're dating is like, oh yeah, you know, when I have kids, I want to have kids, and we're gonna live here and da 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 da. The Virgo moon person is gonna get super nervous, like, oh shit, like you think you're gonna expect this of me? Oh hell no. And then they start thinking, I feel like we should break up because I don't want to like have to date you in the future and then feel obligated, like I have to give you kids when I know right now I don't want to give you kids. Okay, this may be like a little bit of a bad example, but for the most part, like I feel like a Virgo moon, you'll get me when I say like you like you're always kind of thinking longevity, you know what I'm saying? So you're looking at, if somebody's doing something now like this, then in the future they're probably going to be doing this, you know. But sometimes, like, you know, you don't really know what people really do, so sometimes it's really good for you to like, it could be very helpful to just go through with something and see something through, kind of go with the flow. But you see, Virgo moon sign have a Virgo energy period have a very tough time going with the flow, because they have to kind of, they're like analyzing every single step, and every single step they're analyzing how that step was taken, analyzing which direction that step was taken. I said taken, sorry. You know, they're just analyzing so much of it. So that's why, like, it's very difficult for them to go with the flow, you know, because they have to, like, see the results. They're, like, about the results. So they have to see, like, okay, we did this now. How did we fuck up now? Okay, how do we improve when we take this next step? You know, that type of thing. So this is really good with business, you know, because in business you can be the type of person to like analyze what the business is doing wrong, how they can improve in that way. But it sucks in relationships, because then you start like kind of organizing how a relationship should be, and relationships aren't about that. You can't organize everything, you know. You're gonna it's like you don't give any room for freedom, you don't give any room for like spontaneity, or like just kind of a flood in energy, like a flow in free flowing energy, you know. So you kind of, in that way, you're kind of like, this is where the earthy stubbornness is at, you know, because you need stability, but it's so changeable. So you're also trying to see, like, you're seeing somebody else's way of doing things, and then you're like, I know how we can make that better. And then you start like presenting like a whole fucking, I don't know, whole timetable of how you start presenting a whole timetable of how something should be done. And then you kind of like, even in that way, you step into Aries energy where you're not really like, you're kind of being bossy, you know. You're telling somebody how they should date you and how they should love you, and some people just have their own way of doing things, you know. So Virgo moons, chill out, guys. I love you guys. I'm a Virgo sun sign, so I'm acting out whatever you're feeling. But yeah, that's it for my Virgo moon. And in my next video, I'm gonna be speaking about Virgo moon through the houses. So check that out and subscribe, like, share, and I love you, Virgos.